Hello again. I'm back to my poplar tree. I'm trying to cut up some of the small stuff for firewood right now. And I'll show you a picture of the tree and what I'm working on. So this is what's left over. In the middle, the tallest part was 120 feet tall. There's one of the branches going out that way. What's left of that one? What's left of those two? What's left of this one? We've been working on it for a couple of weeks, and then finally I rented a lift from Home Depot and cut the higher stuff. I was cutting it off of a 24-foot aluminum ladder, and it got to the point where it was just stupidly dangerous. Probably all of it was stupidly dangerous, but I did it anyway. So anyway, what I'm working on now is firewood. So I've got all these small scraps. There's some I cut up. What I did here is I lined them all up in the back of the trailer, and I used a tie down, cinched them in there, and I got them all cut off at about 16 inches. But when I got over here to the end, I hit a piece of loose stuff which sent my saw into this metal frame, which took the chain off and damaged the adjuster screw, so I had to take 20 minutes and fix that. So anyway, long story short, I've got all these small pieces, and I want to make them about 16 inches. As you can see, I got a whole bunch over there. This method isn't going to work for those. I'll come up with some other device. But what I did was, I'll get back a little further so you can see. I took a piece of leftover Trex and screwed it to the tree, 16 inches from the saw blade, and I took the come along, tie down, ratcheted the chainsaw pretty solid to that tree. So now all I've got to do, I just take a board, I hold it up against the saw blade, and I look at the wood out here and I get an idea where 16 inches in. And then I turn the saw on and I just drop this down on the top of it and it cuts it right off. And I just do that over and over. And I just started doing it. I've got a little pile of wood there. This method takes too long to stack it and get it tight and then worry about cutting the trailer or something. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And it's a pretty simple setup. When I get to this bigger stuff, I'm just going to have to come up another way to come up with 16 inches. Or eyeball it, I guess. But I've got a lot of firewood to cut up. Plus, I still have those big logs. Some of them are bigger than others. This one right here in front of us, I was hoping, and I still may do it, get a bigger chainsaw and one of these portable mills that are really cheap. Basically, you slide them up and down the log on a 2x4 or a 2x6 with a little frame, and you can just cut it however thick you want it. Same thing with this one. It's a lot of good wood in there. I hate to just cut it up for firewood. So my goal is find some workable length, probably right in there someplace, cut it off, and then get one of those cheap sawmills. Try to find a really good used saw blade or chainsaw that's got a 24 or 30-inch blade on it. I think I can get a lot of lumber out of some of this bigger wood. That one there's a big one. If I can get it down and cut it up. I don't have a saw. I'm using a 16-inch electric saw for all this, so it hasn't failed me yet. It's made some pretty big cuts, as you can see. It cut this one down. Let's see how big it is. 16 inches. 20 inches on the wide part. This one is 18 inches, and I've cut it all with that saw. It's worked out pretty good. I notch it on the side I want it to fall to. Sorry, you're looking at nothing. All around. Or the camera around. Got saw in my mind. Anyway, this was a 120-foot tall tree, and the base of it was huge. It's probably 5 foot across at the base. There's no way I was going to cut it and do what I wanted with a big saw. I have a buddy that's got I use the word buddy loosely. He's got a big chainsaw and he's always bragging about how powerful it is. He could just notch that and cut the whole tree in one fall. I highly doubt it, because it's a bunch of trees grown together, and if something goes wrong, once you cut it at the bottom, something could split off, and then what do you have? 3 or 4 fall in different directions. That'd kill somebody. Anyway, I did really good with all of them. There's one, you can kind of see it here. It did the classic barber chair because I couldn't get my lift around to the other side to notch it, but it was leaning the right direction, so I just started cutting away on it and letting the wind blow. We're facing north, so it was blowing east, so I knew it would fall the right direction, but it started splitting up the tree, and this is it right here. We rolled it from over there about 10 feet, but that could have been catastrophe there. If it had split up the tree 10 or 15 feet and come back the other direction and landed on me. Bad news bears. Anyway, hey, thanks for watching. If you guys have any similar homemade devices for cutting up small firewood, let me know. A guy could do this on a table saw, anything. I like this because the blade's on the other side of the tree. Which direction my camera's going. The blade's on the other side of the tree, so I don't have to worry about stumbling into it, putting my hand on it. And I can just pile up the firewood there. I'm going to put an ad on Facebook and sell 5-gallon buckets for a couple bucks, maybe 2 5-gallons like that for $5. It's camping season. I'm sure somebody would want to buy it. I'll have some bigger pieces. Most of it's green, so I'm going to have to wait, but I can still cut it and people can take it if they want and let it sit for months or next year. Anyway, I got a project here. There's a few, like that one that's already dry, has been sitting around. That'll make good firewood. Hey, thanks for watching, and like, share, and subscribe if you want. Make any comments you want. Try to be nice. Don't be too mean to an old guy. Hey, thanks for watching.